was a podcast where one NFL legend talked about football, what about two NFL legends? This is Wideout's World, where the gridiron comes alive. NFL legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson, breaking down the game from the ultimate insider perspective. Game recaps, upcoming previews, and exclusive analysis straight from the minds of those who've been in the trenches. Wideout's World. Let's do it.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties just now, but we are here, and we're happy you're here. Joining us on Wideout's World. This is Wideout's World. My name is Michael Timpson. This is my brother from another, Irving D. Fryar.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, we're sorry for the technical difficulties today, but, you know, sometimes that's how it rolls. We're doing the best we can. We's here.
Doing the best we can with what we got. And what
We's
we
here.
got
That's
is
right.
all we
We's
need.
here. That's
That's
right.
all we
'Cause
need.
There's you, and then there's me.
There you go.
That's all we need.
That's all we need, brother. Man, so how you doing today? I was watching some good tennis earlier.
Oh, man, you know what? I am so disappointed in Coco Golf. I mean, I'm one of her, I wouldn't say, I really can't say I'm one of her biggest fans because I don't know, what that consists of and who she has cheering for. She got parents and relatives and things like that. But I'm a fan of Coco Golf, man, and it's painful.
It is.
She played Osaka today, and Osaka played well. She played well, but Coco can beat her. And Coco's been having problems with her serve. And so after her last loss, they fired her coach and they hired this new cat. And a week before they started this tournament, he changed her serve up. So you know as well as I know, and she knows, and everybody else knows that's been following it. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. I mean, I understand that she was, having a whole lot of double faults and all that, but now she's discombobulated now because she's trying to do what she was introduced to just a week prior to this highly competitive tournament that she's in now, playing against the best in the world.
Yeah.
And she's babying her serves, and they're just attacking. You saw today she did hit a few good serves, 100 miles an hour. But man, for the most part, in those first couple of matches that she played in this tournament, she was babying that serve. You could just see her, just really, really almost to the point of paralyzed, where she was just not sure about what to do, and her opponents were taking advantage of her lack of confidence. And I just think it's just me. I watched a lot of tennis with in the Williams era, Serena and Venus Williams, and how they played and how they were just, so dominant and so focused and so determined. They were very, very disciplined. And we live in a different world today where, there's social media, you got Instagram, you got TikTok, and I see Coco on that stuff on a frequent basis. Now, if it was me and I was her coach and she's losing tournaments like that, now she's third in the world, she might drop after today, and you're getting beat like that. Now, we're not going to take pictures. We're not doing videos. We're not doing posting. We're going to get our behinds out there on the court and fix what's wrong. And I don't think that she's putting in the effort and the time and the focus that she needs to correct what it is that's hindering her in her game. Obviously, one is the
okay. We
serve.
can't give the whole tennis breakdown, or we got to get to football.
Well, hey, it's sports, it's news, and it's big. Her forehand, she got a great backhand, but she couldn't even hit her backhand today.
She has some work to do. She has some work. She's young. She has some work.
You brought it up.
I did. I thought you was going to hit it and quit it, but you.
No, man. Listen, it's news.
It's good stuff, man.
We got to be well-rounded.
All right. Well, I know we got a lot to talk about.
You didn't give your opinion. What's your opinion?
my opinion is pretty much the same. They shouldn't have messed with her serve right before the match. I wasn't happy with that, and so I'll leave it at that. They're the experts, but I wouldn't have messed with it then. We would roll with
Yeah,
whatever we
that's
had, rode the horse with whatever got us there, and then we'd have worked on it
right.
afterwards. Yeah, that wasn't
Afterwards,
good.
yeah.
So, NFL news, man. I want to start there. The last thing when we talked last week, the big news was Parsons, obviously.
It still is
Now
big
that
news.
it's still big news, but it's settled. At least it's settled. So he's on his way. Well, he's there with the Packers now. Not sure whether he's going to play, in the opener for them. I would think that he would get some snaps, but that'll be interesting to watch, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit more. But one of the things that I heard was that people had, and I don't know how true this is, but it's worth talking about for a minute. They had problems with his podcast, and the fact that, remember, during the season he called some people out on this podcast,
Right.
and the last thing you want to do is ostinate yourself from your teammates,
Right.
and some of that may have gone on, that they were not backing him. Some of them were somewhat happy to see him go. I don't know. I just know all of that's a part of it. It could possibly be an issue with some of them. They may not have verbalized it, but I'm interested to get your take on that. Do you think that had anything to do with how his teammates possibly had viewed him, the fact that he called him out a few times last year?
Um, if I remember correctly, I believe it was either him on one of the Eagles podcasts, or he had one of the Eagles on his podcast,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't go over too well. Everybody was pretty surprised that the two of them would interact with one another on one's podcast. So, I mean, we're in a different world. Like I
Yeah.
said before, we're in a different world now, and these guys do well with these podcasts in terms of monetizing them and making some money on the side. How much that played into the information that came out, or the content that came out, or that was articulated on the podcast, how much that played into his trade,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it played a whole lot into it. I just believe that Jerry Jones is off the chain, man. He's off the chain because he's done this to a certain degree with his other star players.
Yeah.
With Dak Prescott, he didn't sign him right away. You're going to sign these guys when you look at the way other teams do it, not just the Eagles. I touted the Eagles last week, but most of the teams, when they have a rookie who's coming out towards the latter part of his rookie contract, if he's got a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal, going into that third year, if he's
Mm-hmm.
playing well, they redo him. Why? Because it makes sense to stop the bleeding, because if they wait to the end, he's going to make a lot more money, right?
Right.
So they
Right.
pay him early. And then also, you can weave it into the salary cap and it not hit you as hard as if you're waiting until the end and then sign him.
Mm-hmm.
So these kinds of things, whether it's a trade, whether it's a re-signing, whether it's an extension, these kinds of things should be done in March before the draft to get things in order. Jerry Jones refuses. He is the owner and he is the GM, which I don't think that works either. But he refuses to do that, particularly when they just signed a defensive back,
Right.
90 some million
Blame him.
dollars, but they
Mm-hmm.
just signed him.
Yeah.
They just signed him. They gave him an extension. That should have been done in March. It should have been done in March. That way you can control the salary cap to a certain
Mm-hmm.
extent and not have such big hits on your salary cap. Did the same thing to a certain extent with Dak Prescott. Did the same thing with CD Lamb. These are your star players, and you're treating them like they're rookies. You're treating them like they're somebody who's coming in off the street that you don't know what they can do, and you're going to wait for them to prove themselves. No, these are your stars. You don't treat them like that.
Well,
You
in
get it
in
done
in
early, and for one, it saves you money,
yes.
not just in the cap, but it saves you money. And wait another year, then that position goes up in salary.
Well, in addition to that you just mentioned, the market gets set. The longer you wait, you have
Right.
these deals with other people in the same position or playing the same
Right.
position, and they set the market. Now, if you have a marquee player such as Parsons, he's going to expect more. So
Right.
the longer you wait, that works against you as well as the salary cap. So you're doing yourself a disservice. But again, he's like, it's my way or the highway. I'm going to do it that way until I can
But
no
I
longer
don't.
do it.
If he's supposed to be such a profound, successful businessman, and to a certain extent he is, because Dallas makes
Mhm.
more money than any other professional sport franchise
But that could
in
be
the
in spite
history.
of him, not because of him. That could be
Well,
in
it's in
spite of
spite of
him.
him, but that leads me to what I want to say next. If I was a Dallas Cowboys fan, man, I would have a hard time. If I got any sense, I would have a hard time continuing to support this team, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about when things are being done on a continual basis, year in and year out, like what's being done or what has just been done with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons is was by far the best player on defense. And then Jerry had the nerve to get in front of the media and say something about they weren't able to stop the
Stop the
run
run.
last year. So that's trying to justify
Yeah.
him getting rid of Parsons.
Micah. Hmm.
But listen, yeah, Micah did not play well in the last few games of the season. He did kind of taper off in the latter part of the season last year. But I think he was just, it's my opinion. I think, and it's not right, but I think he was just trying to conserve himself, to protect himself, to preserve himself, thinking that he was going to get a big contract, trying to keep from getting hurt. He came to the decision that, realization that the season was a wash for
Hmm.
the Cowboys. They weren't going anywhere. So let me just back off a little bit and keep myself healthy. I think that's
That's
what he
possible.
did last year.
Okay. Well, we it's going to be interesting to watch them, and we're going to get into the Cowboys a little bit more. So now that the preseason is over, all the play games is over. Um, it was interesting this preseason. Not a lot of the big name players played. I mean, this
Right,
preseason, I mean, they were playing less and less than they typically do. So we didn't have any big injuries during the preseason. Now, to that point, and we've talked about it before, it's interesting to see now that the season starts. Are we going to get a lot of injuries the first few weeks of the year because the players didn't get into high contact, didn't get into the full gamuts of a game? It's going to be interesting because we've seen it the last couple of years. We've seen it when they pulled out and they
right,
don't work. They come
right.
back and they get these Achilles and hamstrings and all that stuff. So I'm very interested in this first week and how many injuries will occur this first week.
Well, it seems as time continues to tick and the years continue to advance, yeah, you don't see any of the starters in preseason. Now, there are a few teams
Hmm.
that still kind of do things as much as they can because they're limited. They are limited by the CBA as much as they can, like the Chiefs, Andy Reid. They go at it. Patrick Mahomes was playing in preseason. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati was playing
Well, they
in
played maybe
preseason.
a series. I mean,
I no,
five, six
no. Joe
plays.
Burrow played a whole half. I saw him play a whole half and get smoked. He got hit a couple of times, and I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to take him out. He stayed in.
But you know
So
why he
they
did that? Because they had mentioned this because they kept starting slow, and they said, "Well, you
right,
know what? We're going to do something different, and we're going to try
right,
and play a little bit longer." Yeah, yeah.
it's teams like that. To your point, that we can watch and see if there's a difference
Hmm.
in how they start the season. If they start the season, you know, winning and
Right.
being a little more successful than the other teams who did not play their starters, then there's something to that.
Yeah.
We know that you have to get your body used to the hits,
Hmm.
used to hitting and getting hit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you said, you can't just come off the couch, come off the practice field,
Your
and
body's gonna
go
say,
play a
"Wait, what you
game.
doing?"
Yeah, and go play a game full speed and think that you're going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it works for everybody. Why? Because for the most part, everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So everybody's pretty much starting slow. So it's not like you're behind anybody else or you're way far, way out in front of anybody else. Because for the most part, that's how things are being done now. And you see a lot of soft tissue injuries in training camp. We're going to talk about the Thursday night game here in a little bit with the Eagles and the Cowboys. Well, guess what? Uh, AJ Brown has a hamstring
Mm-hmm.
problem. Devontae Smith has a groin
Growing.
problem.
Yeah.
Dallas Goddard has a groin problem. What, the season hadn't even started, and they haven't played a down. They haven't played one down. How do you have a hamstring problem? How do you have a groin problem? You haven't played a down.
And barely practice. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of that game, let's dive into it. Dallas at the
Oh,
Philadelphia
can I
Eagles.
say
I'm
something
sorry.
first?
Go ahead.
I want to say something first when we get into that game because this is funny. You may have saw this. I got to get my computer straight because I'm gonna turn it off. Um, you may have seen this. Those of you who are watching, you may have seen this over this past week. This doesn't have to do with football, but this has to do with a former professional athlete. You know what I'm talking about. You know where I'm going with this.
I'm scared where you're gonna go, but go.
It's news. It's news.
Okay.
Sean Kemp. Did you hear about Sean Kemp?
No.
You remember Sean Kemp? I believe he played with
Basketball.
Seattle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Basketball, professional basketball player. Yeah,
Hmm.
Sean Kemp. So Sean Kemp, he was sentenced to 30 days with electronic home monitoring
They put
for
the
shooting
ankle
at
on him.
two men. Huh?
He put the ankle monitor on him. Okay.
Yeah, for shooting. He shot at two men in at the Tacoma, Washington Mall parking lot back in March 2023, and he just went to court and they just sentenced him. He got 30 days with an ankle bracelet on at home for shooting at two guys.
Okay. Maybe they came at him. Okay. What are you
No,
saying?
he went and he just tracked his iPhone. His iPhone had got either stolen or was lost, and he tracked it to them. And when he
Oh,
went
okay.
to them, he pulled his gun out. They shot back at him, but he shot at them. And he got 30 days with an ankle. What is it? Wild Wild West in Washington?
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know all of that. Okay. Well, wish him
That's
the best. I wish him the
just
best.
so you can shoot at somebody and get 30 days with an ankle bracelet in the house.
Hey, maybe he knows somebody.
He
All
knows
right, man.
somebody. That's ridiculous. Boy,
All right.
our system, our judicial system is screwed.
All right. You got it off your chest.
I got off my. It's screwed, man. How you shoot at somebody? Two people. He shot at two people, and
I,
got 30 days with an ankle bracelet at home.
so he shouldn't have been allowed to stay at home. That's what you're saying, right?
You can't take a gun and shoot. You can't even
In
banish a
self-defense,
gun in public and not get in trouble.
in self-defense you can.
It wasn't. It wasn't self-defense.
We don't know
He
that.
tracked them. He used his tracker to go track his phone down. He went after them. They
Okay.
didn't come after him.
All right. Okay,
How you?
Morgan and Morgan. I hear you. Morgan and Morgan. I hear you.
He must have Morgan and Morgan. Good gracious alive. That's what I
Hey,
needed.
hey man, Dallas at Philadelphia Thursday night. That's the kickoff. Great game. That's a good starter, man. We can't come up with
That's not
anything
going to
better
be a
than that.
great game.
Okay. All right. You're gonna tell me why.
Dallas is finna get mollywopped.
Okay.
Dallas is going to get mollywopped. First of all, they don't have their best. Now, don't get me wrong. It
Oh, it's a
wasn't
good
kind of a
matchup.
setup.
Is that better? It's a good matchup.
It's not even a good matchup.
It by
Um,
name only, not by personnel. By name
Well, yeah,
only,
by
it's a good
name, yeah,
matchup.
okay, yeah, it's a good way to start the season with the rivalry, yeah. If you're
Thank
talking
you.
about the rivalry between the two teams, and the Eagles are unveiling their banner for the defending world
Hmm.
champions. They're doing that. Sometimes when you're the opposing team, the visiting team, and you got all those festivities going on with the home team, that kind of works to your advantage sometimes because the home
Right.
team is not focused like they should be. But I don't think it's going to matter with what's going on with Dallas. Listen, ready to connect. First of all, Brian Schottenheimer is his first year as a head coach.
Hmm.
This fool said that he was okay with Micah Parsons getting traded. Now I believe he said that because he don't want to get fired. Because Jerry Jones, if he don't kiss Jerry Jones is behind, he's gonna get fired. So I believe that's why he said that. But that's a lie. All right. In the trade, they got what? Kenny Clark, who's the 30-year-old defensive tackle. He's got a toe
Mm-hmm.
injury, and two first round draft picks next year. That's I don't think I think they should have got more actually,
Yeah.
but guess what? Pickens is not playing.
Really?
Pickens has been suspended for 4 games. No, he's been suspended indefinitely. They're saying for 4 games for performance enhancing drugs.
Are you serious? I didn't get that
Yes,
bit of news.
he ain't
I
playing.
missed that.
He's suspended for 4 games at
Wow.
least. Ready to connect. It's indefinitely.
Okay. That's
So
amazing.
yeah.
That's more
Now, I
Dallas
mean,
drama.
CeeDee
Okay.
Lamb with Pickens, George Pickens on the other side. I was looking forward to that
Yeah. So
because
was I.
Pickens is a viable receiver. He was #1 receiver at Pittsburgh last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and he's definitely a weapon. But now it's back to how it was last year with just CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
Now CeeDee's going to get his catches. I don't know how many how many he's going to get because it looks like in training camp Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, has Quinyon Mitchell, who was the #1 corner last year. Slay played
Right.
well too, as well, but Slay's gone. Quinyon's traveling with the #1 receiver.
Okay.
So it looks like they're going to try to put a lockdown on the #1 receiver, particularly in the slot, and that's where CD makes his money. But man, they don't have a chance. They can't. They don't have anybody on defense to put any pressure on that defensive line or offensive line. Uh, they don't have anybody in the secondary to stop. Now, the only hope they have is if yes, AJ is hindered by that hamstring. If
Mm-hmm.
Devontae is hindered by his groin, and Dallas Goedert is hindered by that groin, then yeah, Dallas will have somewhat of a chance to keep up. But Pickens is down, and all this drama that's going on
Yeah.
with the team. Come on, man. That
Yeah.
if I'm a player on the Dallas Cowboys, and you played with me for years, you know that I have a confidence no matter what. We played on some bad teams. We always still thought we were gonna win.
This is true.
We played on some terrible teams, but Dallas. There's no way those Dallas Cowboys players are going into the link on Thursday night or when they get there Wednesday thinking that they're going to win that game. There's no way that they can lie to themselves enough to convince themselves of the lie that they're going to win. There's no way. They're going to get mollywopped. It'll be a double-digit win for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
But
I
they're like polar opposites.
yes.
The Eagles organization has themselves together. The Dallas Cowboys are clustered. You know what?
I
They're like
agree.
hot garbage.
I agree with you 100%. I hope, because it's the opener and we're all excited about just kicking off the season, that it's not a mollywhopping, as you say. I'm going to ask you to spell that, but that's a whole nother thing. But listen to this. Let me give you some reasons why your points are even more valid.
Okay.
All the drama over the summer will show up in this game. Let me give you some of the
Mm-hmm.
drama. Number one, the players. What do you think they're saying about the owner letting their best player or trade in him? They're not going to give it all in because they think right now you full of stuff, Jerry Jones. Number two,
Mm-hmm.
you got a new coach. Remember, a lot of them wanted McCarthy. Now you got a new coach,
Right.
new assistants. The DB coach is new. The wide receiver coach is new. Special teams coach is new. Not only that, you have a new defensive coordinator in Matt Eberflus from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people was saying that he's the next best thing to slice bread. Not a lot of Matt Eberflus fans either. So you got a lot of that. Now here's one big one. All the pressure on Dak. He has no running back. Now I want you to compare that to the Philadelphia Eagles. What do you think the biggest difference with Hurts this past year? He didn't have to do it all. He
Right.
had a stud running the ball, and that lightened his load, and he played so much better. I think we all would agree with that. So the model is out there, but you have Jerry Jones too busy having his ego in the way, and he's messing up the Dallas Cowboys, the gambler, as they call him on the show, the gambler. So
Riverboat, like they used to call Raymond Barry, Riverboat Raymond.
yeah.
Riverboat Jerry.
So
And the other thing is this, to your point, Mike, if I'm a player on the Dallas Cowboys, and obviously I'm not Michael Parsons, I'm a lesser player, which means I'm less important. How do I feel about
Right.
Jerry Jones and how he's going to treat me?
Mm-hmm.
If he treated Michael Parsons like that,
Yeah.
what you think he's going to do with me? So now what happens? Everybody starts circling their own wagons.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Everybody starts looking out for themselves,
Yeah.
not looking out for the team. Why? Because it's just a matter of time before my number comes up and Jerry Jones does me wrong.
And what does the player say to himself? He said, "I ain't finna go out there and kill myself for them."
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the first thing they're gonna say. Man, I ain't going. Man, yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah.
And watch this too for everybody who's watching right now. I don't know if you can see who's watching right now, Mike.
No, I don't.
But
I don't have it up.
okay. You should put it up so we can say hi. Hi to everybody who's watching. I don't know who you are. I can't put my comments up.
Well, it's the first show of the year. I'm having tough technical difficulties getting them up as well. But thank you for
Okay.
saying hi to them. We'll get it right.
Okay. Hi everybody. But watch this in the game. Because remember, this is a year where things have not changed that much for Jalen Hurts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he's used to having different defensive offensive coordinators year out, year in and year out. He's got Kevin Patullo, who's been there ever since um, the head coach. What's his name? I can't even think of his name now. There's too many doggone names. Um, he's been there since the head coach has been there, and I can't think of his name. I know his name,
Okay.
but he was the passing coordinator. Then he was the assistant head coach, and now he's the
Schottenheimer?
offensive coordinator.
It's not
No, not
Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer. Eagles
I'm
head
sorry.
coach. We both lost.
I'm sorry.
I can't think of his name.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
drawing a
okay.
blank. But anyway, so it's going to the offense is going to be similar. When you watch last year, when they finally when they changed the offense after like the fourth game of the season, they started running the ball more. They did implement uh, an offensive script as to where Jalen, you would see the offense in the middle of a drive, kind of they were going to a no huddle.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a hurry up 2 minute no huddle, but it was a no huddle in order to keep the same defensive personnel on
On
the
the field.
field. So they would go get on the line of scrimmage and run plays in that no huddle until there was a drop pass or timeout to where the defense could bring different personnel on. And Jalen did a great job of recognizing, because what they would do is put a certain packages together, a certain package of plays together
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to run against a certain defensive personnel look. So when Jalen recognized that look on the field, that personnel package, he would call everybody in up to the line of scrimmage and go into a no huddle and run that package of plays against that defensive personnel,
Right.
and they were successful with it. You don't see many teams doing that. I thought that was pretty ingenious, and Jalen handled it very well. It's not like they went into a whole big passing entourage or anything like that, but he ran that package of plays against that particular defensive personnel package very well, and they were very, very successful. Watch him this year. Watch them this year offensively for the Eagles when they go into that no huddle, and watch how they move the ball efficiently.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right. Well, that's our Thursday night game. So our Friday night game, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers. They're across the pond somewhere playing, and they play
Yeah, they're in
Friday night.
Brazil. Yeah, they're in Brazil. They're in
In
Brazil.
Brazil, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so they play Friday night. Now, the Chargers, they've lost to Kansas City. Kansas City seemed to have owned them specifically last year. They beat them twice. Now, when you talk
They
about
lost.
Case,
They lost to Kansas City the last 7 times they played them.
I didn't dig that far back, but it's that bad, huh? So
Yep, the last seven times.
maybe they're due. Maybe Kansas City, the
Oh,
Chargers are due. But here's the thing: what I'd like to see from KC, because KC sometimes they start a little questionable. It's just
right.
everything's not clicking. They seem to know that it doesn't count until it really counts down the road. So I'm not sure
Right.
what you're going to get out of KC. Now I think Chargers, due to the point what you just made, the fact that they just keep getting whooped, I think this game is more important for them than it is Kansas City. And I think that's why they will come out on top, because I think what we've seen with Kansas City, it takes them a minute to get everything going. Now, when you talk about the quarterback, obviously for KC, you never can go wrong with him, but Rashee Rice suspended. Now they're left with Worthy. This is his second year receiver. He had a decent year, caught 59 balls last year.
He
And
can
then
fly
Hollywood
too,
Brown.
boy.
Hmm.
He can
I'm
fly
sorry.
too. He
Yeah.
can fly.
Oh yeah.
Worthy can
So
fly.
what I'd
David
like to
Worthy.
see is those guys out of Hollywood Brown and Worthy to get more production out of them. I mean, I really would like to see more production, particularly out of Hollywood Brown, because you keep hearing his name, but he hadn't done anything. I mean, he keeps getting banged up. So hopefully that they did some things with the offensive line for Mahomes. So hopefully you'll see that take place on Friday night. But I think the Chargers, they're hungry, and they got a good coach. So I'm picking the Chargers on that one.
You are.
Yes, sir.
Now remember, as you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
that offensive line, particularly the left tackle, was
Right.
a problem for the Chiefs last year. And obviously the Eagles exposed that problem in the Super Bowl. It was a big problem for them. It's been a problem for a couple of years now. So
Right.
they just drafted this kid out Ohio State, 6'5", 317, Josh Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
He is the left tackle, and he's going to be debuting his first game. I think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to struggle. Yes, the Chiefs are one of the teams that practice hard and they have their starters playing in the preseason. Um, but he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
He's only going to play so well. Um, the Chiefs have beefed up a little bit, particularly in their running back. You got Omarion Hampton, and they got
Mm-hmm.
Najee Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
And that's the first round running back. So I mean, Omarion Hampton is the first round running back. So they're looking, man, to put some points on the board. Uh, Herbert is a good quarterback, right? Do you
Yeah.
agree with that?
Yes, sir.
He's a good quarterback. I think they just need to get the right pieces around him. I don't think that he's the kind of guy like Josh Allen where he can just make it happen
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what's going on around him. Josh Allen is the reigning MVP, and he didn't have a whole lot going on around him last year or even the year before. But I don't think Herbert is that kind of guy. But Herbert's 3-1 in week one starts. So I don't know. I think the Chiefs are more up for this game and determined to win this game
You think?
and start well
Okay.
than the Chargers are. Why? Because they got embarrassed. They got embarrassed by the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, there was they didn't blitz. The Eagles didn't blitz in that Super Bowl at all. They got it done, confused. Mahomes, he got to get his magic back this year, that Mahomes magic. But they confused Mahomes and just made everything difficult for him with four people rushing.
But you know when that's going to happen. That's not going to happen until down the road. It's not going to happen first week.
Yeah, but I think they want to come out and prove something week one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they may take a step backwards week two, but I think week one they'll come in and Pacheco. They got some weapons, man. Lad McConkey for the Chargers. He's going to be beat up by Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie's a great defensive back.
Yeah.
And McDuffie travels with the number one receiver. Lad McConkey was the number one receiver last year. You're going to have Travis Kelce versus the safety, Derwin James. Derwin James, the captain, had a great season last year. It's going to be some good matchups.
Yeah.
But I just think Keenan Allen's back in LA, back from Chicago.
Yes.
Um,
He is.
Chargers got to deal with Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a problem ever since he's been in the league.
Well,
I
we'll
I
see.
got to go with the Chiefs, man. I got to go
Okay.
with the Chiefs.
All right.
I have to go with the Chiefs because the Chargers. Was it Harbaugh is the coach?
Yes.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten his feet solid yet. His
Yeah, but
brother
they
down
play
at
they play hard for him. So I'm
oh yeah, they play
they
hard.
play hard
They do
for him.
play hard. They
Yeah.
do compete, and
Mm-hmm.
I do think eventually they're going to get it together and be a playoff contender on a continual basis,
Yeah.
like his brother. But that's not the case right now. He's still wet behind the ears in terms of NFL, and he's they just
Okay. All
they
right.
just don't have it.
So moving right along, the Sunday night game, Baltimore
Big
and the
games this
Bills.
week, man.
Yeah, man.
Big
I'm telling you,
games.
it's some good ones. It's some real good ones
This is a
to kick
playoff
it off.
repeat.
Yes. Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Now,
I wonder if Andrews, the tight end, going to drop another ball.
I don't know, but see, Baltimore at the Bills, the Bills gonna start hot because the Bills are on.
Oh, yeah.
That's my pick to represent the AFC this year. But here's my problem: the Bills secondary is a question, has been a question mark. Now you got Baltimore with obviously Lamar coming in that he can throw the ball. It depends on who he's throwing it to. You got Zay Flowers, you got DeAndre Hopkins. Now he's over there. He's 33 years old. Now he came from Kansas City. That gives them another
Right.
weapon. Then they have Rashad Bateman. So
Well, Kansas City got rid of him for a reason because he didn't do much
no,
with
no,
Patrick Mahomes. He came in
no,
there. I thought he was going to do well last year. He didn't do anything.
didn't do anything.
He,
But
he
but
didn't make
see,
a
here's the
difference.
thing. Here's the thing with Buffalo. For the last maybe 2 years, they haven't had a real clear number one receiver. But to your point, Josh Allen gets it done every single year. And so now I'm looking at him with his makeshift receiving core. Dalton Kincaid is the tight end, Shakir and Coleman. Guess what? Baltimore's pass defense, you wouldn't even believe this. They were next to last year.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
next to last in pass defense. So
Uh-huh.
I take that as the Bills going to have a good game. I think Josh Allen is going to show why he was named the MVP, and I expect them to come out on top against Baltimore Sunday night.
Well, I agree with you for different reasons. I agree that Baltimore's going to win because yeah, I believe Buffalo is going to win. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Baltimore's going to get beat. I agree with you that, but I agree for different reasons. One, because Buffalo's at home. The Ravens got to go to Buffalo. It's not cold, but it's just
Right.
tough to win up there. And like you said, the Ravens weren't very effective in the defensive passing game last year, but they also drafted uh, Malachi Starks out of Georgia,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
number one first round pick. I'm not number one, but first round pick. He's a safety. They've got from Green Bay, Jair Alexander that they
Mm-hmm.
just brought in from Green Bay. He's decent. I think it's an upgrade. Then they got Nate Wiggins, who had a great rookie year last year. He's from Clemson.
Okay.
So they have, on paper, they have improved. But again, you got a rookie back there. They have improved. And the Buffalo Bills have improved their pass catchers. They got Josh Palmer from the Chargers. He was the Chargers last year. They got Elijah Moore. He came over from the Browns. They
Okay.
got Keon Coleman, who he didn't have enough catches to qualify for the rankings, but he had a 19 yards per catch average last year with the
Mm-hmm.
Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Shakir.
Shakir is their number one guy. He had
Right.
821 yards and 4 TDs last year. So their number one guy is Khalil Shakir. He's the number one guy. He's the go-to guy for
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen. But they've upgraded, which is going to give Josh, prayerfully, hopefully, some options
Okay.
as opposed to what he didn't have last year. So I'm looking for this passing game, and I think Mark Andrews is trying to, as much as he played last year, he's trying to make up for that loss that they had. It's a great game against them in Buffalo in the playoffs last
Yeah.
year. Great game. I'm looking for this to be a great game, but I think the Bills are going to walk heavy on Sunday night and beat the Ravens convincingly. They won't
Okay.
struggle to beat the Ravens.
And you know what else? The Buffalo also added Joey Bosa as an edge rusher.
Yes, they got
They
Joey
added
Bosa.
him as
Yep,
well.
from
So
the
I think that'll
Chargers.
help
Yep,
them. Well, he'll be
and
tested
also,
because you got
and
Henry coming around
also,
that corner. You'll be
yeah,
tested.
but Derrick Henry in his career, he only averages 59.8 yards per first game of the season. In the
Okay.
first game of the season, he's averaged 59 yards, almost
He
60
he got to
yards.
warm up as the year goes on.
And that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. Particularly now when they're not, when training camp isn't what it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's not, he probably won't run all over them. Josh Allen is 4-2 in his first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But also Lamar Jackson's 4-2 in season
Okay.
openers.
Okay.
So we'll see who breaks through. Josh Allen is the reigning MVP. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Because he
All
did
right.
carry that team last year with very little help. We know he can do it with his arm or he can do it with his legs.
Yeah. And like you say, up in Buffalo, we've played in Buffalo. Buffalo is a
It's
tough
tough.
place to win, man.
Yeah.
Tough place
It's
to win.
tough.
All right.
Tough.
So as we enter our fourth quarter in the show, thank you again, all of you, for watching. The names didn't come up on my screen, but that's okay. We'll get that worked out. I'll have my technician work on that.
The technician.
My technician.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on my computer and go to YouTube and pull
So
this up. See if I can see some of the people who are
So
watching.
Sunday night matchups. We got some. Sunday. Excuse me, Sunday. There's some big matchups I want to touch on before we get to our top receivers for Week 1. Our predictions for top receivers. Here's one: Detroit at Green Bay. That's one I'm looking forward to. You're looking at Detroit. I love Detroit's running game with the two-headed running backs. I think that's going to continue to be a good thing for their offense. Hutchinson, he comes back. And my only question is Goff. Now, because remember the last time they played, he threw 3 INTs in the playoff game.
Right.
And against Washington. And Washington was able to obviously, translate that into a win. So I'm curious as to how he's going to bounce back. And Green Bay, we all want to see Jordan Love. We all want to see if Micah plays. And I'm excited to see this rookie named Matthew Golden that they drafted in the first round. So I'm excited about that. So I'd love to see that matchup. That's one of the ones that I got my eye on. Comments on that one before I go?
I'm not a fan of Jared Goff, but he does seem to be the kind of guy who has grit and who will do what he needs to do to bounce back for them, as well as the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, for them against Washington in the playoff game. Nobody expected Washington to go to Detroit and beat them like that. Yes, Goff had a bad game, and you can blame a lot of it on Goff, and he knows that.
Yeah.
So this is redemption for him. This is the comeback year for him. Detroit has a good team. They are a good team. But we know that window only stays open so long. They have a chance, just as good a chance as anybody, to make it into the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl as anybody this year, any other team. I think he knows that. I think that Goff's going to play better this year than he did last year, and those mistakes that he made in that playoff game against Washington to keep them from getting to the NFC Championship game, he's not going to do that this year.
Okay, who you picking?
I don't think Micah's going to play because I saw today too he's having some issues with his back.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he's going to play. They just paid all that money to him and just got him. They were looking to go into the season without him because it was close to the season when the deal was done. I think they're okay with playing against Detroit without Micah. Give him a couple weeks to get himself together. So Jordan Love's a great quarterback. Green Bay is on the uprise, but Detroit is already there. I got to go with Detroit.
All right. Okay, the next one, Carolina at Jacksonville. Here's why I'm excited about that one. We all want to see Travis Hunter. Are they going to try and play him on both sides of the football? Carolina, Carolina's been at the bottom for a minute, but they have
stay at the bottom.
But they have a rookie wide receiver that we're interested in. He's 6'5" rookie, Taro McMillan from Arizona. I want to
Uh-huh.
see whether or not he can make some plays at Carolina. But I'm excited to see Travis Hunter and how he does his first real official game and how they utilize him. So I don't really have a pick in that one. It's just a game that I'm interested in. Put it that way.
Well, yeah, it's a game to watch, and they're going to play Travis Hunter both ways. Why? Because that sells tickets, baby. You know, it does. It sells tickets. It's something new that hasn't been done in a long time. So you're going to see him on both sides of the ball. Will you see him a whole lot on one side as opposed to the other side? No, it won't
Right.
be even amount of plays on either side. But uh, you're going to see him. You're going to see him, and they're going to make a big deal out of it.
Okay.
Jacksonville will win because, again, like you said, Carolina has been bad for a while,
Yeah.
and they're still bad.
All right. Got a couple more for you.
All
Las
right.
Vegas, the Raiders at New England. I'm excited to see Mike Vrabel. Can he do his magic there? Um, the ghost of Bill Belichick, who opens up here in a little bit. The ghost of Bill Belichick still hanging around. Quarterback Drake May. We need to see some progression with him. And Stephon Diggs makes his debut with the Patriots. So I'm interested to see that. And with Las Vegas, Pete Carroll, 72, 73. They say he's in his 40s.
Listen, man, when I heard Pete Carroll went to the Raiders, that was the shot in the arm that the Raiders needed.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, I think he is a guy that is not just highly respected. He's highly respected in football, just period.
Hmm.
Whatever level you wanna talk about, and he's gonna have that team. Watch, he's gonna have that team playing.
Okay.
Ty Diggs is just gonna be frustrated.
That's what I'm
He,
concerned about. Because if
he's
he
gonna
ain't getting
get
the
front.
ball,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. He's gonna
So
end up frustrated. You know, it's a shame that some of these players go to different teams for the money because otherwise, because
well,
I
don't say
mean,
it's a
that's all.
shame. Don't say it's a shame because if we were in this
Well, it's
era,
a shame because if they want to win, if they truly want to win, then they don't want to win if they're going just for the money. Now, if I know I'm going to, I'm not going to to Carolina because they offer me a whole lot of money. I ain't going down there.
you never say never. You don't know that.
I'm no, not if I can get something decent from
Hmm.
another team that at least has a chance to win some games.
Right.
And the Patriots are not a team right now that are competitive. They are
Okay.
struggling. And Diggs is going to be frustrated. But he deserves it because he knew what he was getting into. You can see their record. You know what their players are. You know what the quarterback can do or cannot do. And you're going there because of the money. So guess what? You're going to be frustrated. Why? Because you're going to have a bunch of L's next to the games. and
Okay.
and that's what's going to happen. And Vrabel, okay, it'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Okay.
They're not going to win anything. They're not going to be competitive for years. I trust me.
Okay. I'm writing it down. Irving said they won't be
For
competitive for
years, they haven't been
years.
competitive for years. They haven't been competitive since Tom Brady left.
This is true. This is
Yeah,
true. Yeah. Well, it's hard to replace 7 doggone championships. Hey, so the next one I got, the Giants at Washington.
the Giants
Now,
at Washington. I'm really looking at
Giants at Washington. Why I'm interested
Mhm.
in the Giants at Washington? Number one, I want to see if Russell Wilson can still cook. He has a bona fide receiver, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I just don't know about the offense and the offensive philosophy there. Hopefully they're going to give him, some freedom to do some things that he can do. And then they're going to Washington. Now I don't think that they're going to win at Washington. I think the
They're
Washington just
not.
has.
Yeah, they're not going to win.
I don't think they're going to win. I just want to see, does he still have some things in the tank and he can make some plays. Washington, I want to see Debo Samuel. I like the fact that they use him sometimes in the backfield, put him in flex out. I mean, different ways that they use him. I like that. Swiss Army knife kind of guy. McLaurin, I don't know if he's going to play. He just signed a big deal.
Just
And
signed.
Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels, we want to see him continue to progress. So that's a game that I'm going to eyeball as well.
man. Russell Wilson has turned into a journeyman. All right. he's got Malik Neighbors, but they wore Malik Neighbors out last year. Just wore him out. I mean, wore him out. They threw the ball to him every other play. Just wore him out. Russell Wilson is obviously at the end of his career. I don't think that he has, and I'm a Russell Wilson fan, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he has anything left in the tank.
Okay.
He was able to grab on to an offer by the Giants because they ain't have nothing else. They ain't have nothing else, and wasn't
Okay.
nobody else gonna go there. Not a quality quarterback. No other quarterback was going to go there. So they were able to grab, or he was able to convince them to sign him to a contract. It's going to be a mess. Trust me. It is. It's going to be a mess. They're going down to Washington, and Washington's going to mollywop the Giants. Jaden Daniels is, like you said, he's going to continue. He's kind of like, when I look at Jaden Daniels, the mentality and the composure,
Yeah.
The the leadership, his whole aura kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Except Jaden Daniels has a little more personality. He lets it be shown. You see him
Mm-hmm.
smiling and
Mm-hmm.
and talking to his players. Jalen don't do none of that. But the way he's been able to step in and take command on the field of his offense and his teammates is similar to Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
And man, that cat, I think the sky's the limit. And he's going to be better this year. I mean, some of the plays he made last year were just
Yeah.
freaking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, he's going to be better this year than he was last year. Obviously, all of that is dependent upon staying healthy. We all know that. But if he stays healthy, man, he's going to be a problem for a lot of teams for a lot of years. But one of the teams that he's going to be a problem for is the Giants, and the Giants will not have an answer for anything they're doing. For
Well,
anything they're doing, I
you
think
know,
the Giants are going to go down there and lose by double digits.
wow. Now, the thing
Yeah,
that you mentioned about the Giants that I kind of watched this during the preseason. A lot of them like the first round quarterback from Mississippi, Jackson Dart. So if Russell's not playing well, it's going to be a quick hook because you know how New York is. It's
right.
going to be a quick hook if he doesn't play well. They're going to put
But
that
then
rookie
again,
in.
and they'll put that rookie in, and guess what he's going to do? He's going to drown.
Well, they'll look at it as a rebuilding year. He might as well
Right, it'll be a
drown,
real
get some
build, but
play.
they're going to go backwards. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
But it'll be obvious that they're willing to do that
Right.
to get him some experience and work towards next year.
Yeah. Well, this is true. All right. Let's go with the final push, my brother. Top
What's the final
receivers
push?
for week 1. Top receivers for the first week. Okay. Now, I'll let you go first because we may have the same ones. I'm always interested to see. Or you
How,
want me to
how
go?
many we're doing? Just a couple?
Just three. Just three. Just three.
Just three. I'm looking at the games.
Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go out on a limb because I like this dude. I don't like his team, but I like this dude. I believe he's one of the top. He's in the top three, if not in my mind, the best receiver in the league. CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb's going to have a big game because he's going to have to have a big game. They're going to be behind. They're going to be throwing the ball. He's going to catch a lot of balls. He may even score a couple of times, but they're not going to win.
So this first week, you saying CD's gonna have a big game?
Yep.
Okay. Against the Eagles.
Against the Eagles, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the Eagles
okay.
got a
At
couple of
Link
spots
Field. Hmm.
at Lincoln Field, yeah. I
Okay.
believe he's going to have. I think he's going to be one of the top receivers this week in week 1 in
Okay.
catches and yards. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jamar Chase is going to have a great game because they're playing the Browns.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Easy one. Hey,
And then
I'm watching Bill Belichick come out for North Carolina for the
oh
game.
yeah,
He's coming out
yeah.
like Mike Tyson. He got on his cutoff shirt like he used to wear.
He always got a cutoff shirt
Man,
on.
man, he coming out. He got the face on. It's gonna be good. I don't know how good they're gonna be, but
if those
it'll be
college kids can adapt to his mindset.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be
I
interesting.
don't know if he connected. We'll see if he connected with them or not.
You're true.
And then my other receiver, and I don't. Hopefully he's like me. He takes negative and because he's going through a divorce right now.
Wait a minute.
Tyreek,
Why you putting the man business out there? Why you putting
it's all over media. Tyreek Hill, he getting
him?
killed in this divorce, man. His wife killing him.
Why you putting the man
He,
business out there?
look, it's all over the media. She killing him, Doc. She killing him. Matter of fact, let me see. It's on my phone. I can't look at it. It's on my phone.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up with my
You're
messages.
not gonna give us the specifics of the divorce, are you, Herb? We
I'm
don't need to
good.
know.
Let me see.
We don't need to know.
She, she, I
We
don't
don't
think I
need to
put it
know
on my.
that.
Okay. She killing him though. I mean, millions and millions and millions of dollars he paying.
Okay, so you saying Tyreek Hill, because he's getting a divorce, he's gonna have a great game because he's gonna play angry. Is that what you're saying?
He's gonna play angry. He's gonna take that and use that. That's how I used to play. Take that negative energy that's happening, whether it's at home or whether it's happening somewhere else, and use that negativity to play hard, to focus and play hard.
Now,
I think,
you do
and he's got
realize.
two. And he's got two. He's got two at least for right now.
I'm concerned
And so,
about them because if they don't play well, they're gonna run McCarthy, Mike Daniels out of there.
yeah, and they
But it was
ended the
good while it
season
lasted.
terrible.
It was good while it
Yeah,
lasted, though.
they
You
ended the
know,
season terrible. He's gonna come out with something to prove. Who do they play? They play the Colts. The Colts are not don't
right,
have a great secondary. Yeah,
right.
they're at the Colts too. They're in Indianapolis.
Is inside, so he can have
Yeah.
a big game. That's a good
Yep.
pick. That's a good pick.
Yep.
You saying he playing
Thank you, sir.
angry? That's
Thank you,
all
sir. He
right.
playing angry. Watch him. Watch what happens.
Okay, so my top receivers, I'm going to predict Jamar Chase. You had mentioned Cincy are playing at the Browns. He'll chew the Browns up. I mean, that's the
Chew him
in-state
up.
rival. They're going to chew them up every time. I think to your point, how Cincinnati ended the preseason trying to obviously start fast and having,
Right.
especially Burrow, because the rest of them didn't play. Burrow played more than the rest. The line. I
Right.
think they
Yeah.
kept that intact.
Jamar played a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but not as long as the quarterback, which was surprising.
No.
But
Right.
he will have a big game against the Browns. Number 2, I mentioned him earlier, Malik Neighbors for the New York Giants. We liked him a lot last year, but you said that they don't wear him out. You think he wore out? I mean, this is what his second year.
Yeah, and he's the only option on that team.
This is true. Hopefully, he's going to have a big game because obviously Wilson likes to throw those moon balls. I
Yeah,
just
but
hope you don't.
Russell's arm ain't what it used to be either, though, bro.
Well, that's why he throw it early. He don't drop back. He just throw it early when they get off the line, and he lob it up there as a moon ball.
That means he's guessing.
So Malik Neighbors, my last one is I talked about him a little earlier. Is Matthew Golden, the rookie at Green Bay. It's hard for me to say he's going to do well against the Detroit Lions,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm just hopeful that he'll get a good start for Jordan
Well, the
Love.
Lions have a different defensive coordinator now as well.
Well, this is true. So we'll see how that goes. And but those are my 3, and I like your 3. I don't know much what's going to happen with CD. If Dak doesn't have a running game, then he got to defend
No,
and
they're
throw the
going to have
ball.
to throw, and that's what happened last year.
Yeah,
CD was the only option on offense. Really, it would be third down and 5 or 6 or whatever. Everybody who's watching TV, everybody who in the stadium, everybody who's on the field knew the ball was going to CD Lamb. They double team him. He still made the catch.
Yeah.
That happened numerous times over and over again last season. CD he's going to have to. He's going to have a big game against the Eagles. I mean, not to the point where he's going to win it for the Dallas Cowboys, but he's going to have 8, 9 catches.
Yeah. Well, I don't doubt that at all. But
first play to watch the first offensive play that the Cowboys run, they're throwing it to CD Lamb.
Okay. That ain't a hard stretch. You act like that you had a stretch in saying that. Who else they gonna throw it to?
I'm just saying they can run the ball the first play of the game.
With what? But I like your point.
Doesn't matter. Usually teams run the ball the first play of the game. Just kind of get in the flow, get some banging going on.
Yeah. Well, all right, my friend. Well, that's a wrap. You know what, Irv, you had asked about the chat line, the name. I did come up. It took its time, but it's almost like
Oh,
the computers,
okay.
they're acting all crazy.
No, they
Mama
probably didn't
McGee,
say anything for a while.
Mama McGee is in the house. Russell
Mama
Gould,
watching.
yeah, Eddie Casper. Hello
All right.
everyone. And then it stopped. It won't scroll, so I can't see anybody else. But love you, all of you that did show up. We're just getting the kinks out as we get started with this new football season. So, all right. Well,
We'll
that's
get
a
the
wrap,
kinks out.
brother.
Don't worry. It'll be all right. It will be all right.
Or be all wrong, as my grandmother would say.
Uh-huh.
Be all right or be all wrong.
It'll be all right.
All right, man. Well, hey, it's good timing. They just kicked the ball off. The UNC Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels.
You got a TV in front of you? You got a TV in front of you?
Right there, brother. So
I
we're
gotta
gonna
go in another room.
we're gonna see how Bill Belichick, Lawrence Taylor was in the house. They showed Air Jordan, so they all there to support him. So we're gonna see how he does.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. See if, like I said, see if his way of thinking and talking and communicating transfers and translates over to these young kids.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be fun to watch. All right, man. Well,
he's old school. He's old school.
Yeah, well, he got enough young coaches around. Hopefully, he'll do a little new school. So good stuff, man.
All right, buddy.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap with Wide Out's World. Boy, tongue twister today. Wide Out's World. That's a wrap.
Hey, listen.
Yes, sir.
I just remembered the head coach's name for the Eagles, Nick Sirianni.
I thought you were talking about
we can remember what his name is, Nick Sirianni.
I thought you were talking about an assistant coach. I didn't know you were talking about the head coach.
No, I'm talking about the head coach, Nick Sirianni.
Well, you're right there. You might not
been with Nick Sirianni ever since Nick Sirianni's gotten to the Eagles.
Well, you might not be able to go outside if you don't remember the coach name. You can't go back to the games in Philly. You don't know the coach's name. You better get that right.
I ain't trying to go to the games in Philly.
Well, every now and then you got to show up.
Yeah, every now and then.
Okay. Well, good
but
deal,
I ain't
man.
Talking to the coach. All right, bro.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'm Michael Timpson. This is my friend, my brother, Irving Fryar. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you same time, same channel next week. We'll see. Oh, are you doing the Shadur? That's nice. That's nice.
No,
is that what you were doing?
I was pointing to you. I was trying to point to you.
Oh, okay. You were pointing. I thought you were doing the Shadur.
No, what does Shadur? What does Shadur do?
When he does that with his hand up after he does a play, showing the watch or whatever, that was his little move. No. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I was just pointing to you.
All right. Well, good stuff. We out. See you later.
This has been Wideout's World. Touchdown. The legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson. Are you freaking kidding me? If it's football talk you're looking for, I think we've got you covered. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube at Wideout's World. See you next time.
Let's go! Let's go! Go!